Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weeping and blocking, defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo,
What up?
what it do? What it do?
Cracking.
What's up, Prize? What's up, D? How y'all brothers feeling?
What's up, brothers? Happy Sunday.
All right.
Waiting for BBO, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm feeling blessed. My daughters turned 14 today. My twin girls turned 14 today. I'm feeling
Happy
blessed.
birthday.
Happy anniversary to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Little grown young women now. They act like they grown. I'm like, y'all still teenagers. Y'all just in y'all second year of teenage. But
That's always a beautiful thing, though.
Yeah, man.
What y'all think about them fights last night? Them joints was whack.
I mean, the main event of the ammo fight was good. The ammo fight was good. I think the judges was a little outrageous.
Yeah.
But the fight itself was a good fight. The Armando Vargas fight, that was
Trash.
a horrible fight. That fight there, it didn't do no justice for the Vargas name. He might be the worst fighter out of the brothers, because
Floppy
like
feet.
I said last night when we was covering, that's the first time that I actually watched him live, and
Right.
I was expecting him to be a lot better than that. So when I saw it, I was like, "This is Armando." I'm like, "Oh,
Big
he's
trash.
horrible."
Yeah.
Not a sloppy feet, Crush. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's the least talented out of his brothers. My honest opinion. And I see him getting put to sleep with that style of fight that he doing. Somebody gonna make him clock Z.
Mm-hmm.
Me, he gonna get hit with a dose of NyQuil, and it's gonna be over for boy. He need to tighten up. I'm not impressed on him like that.
He needs a lot of work. His feet.
Yeah.
I noticed that his feet was horrible. That's what got me. Like,
Yeah.
he was just sloppy, lunging in, leaning forward, getting clipped with uppercuts. Somebody gonna melt him, bro. What weight was that? Was that 40?
That was at 140. He fights at 140.
Come on now, like, the top guys take this kid out. He needs a lot of work. He's 12-0 now, 5 knockouts, so he got a little ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
But he got his feet. I don't know if you can train that. His feet was horrible.
I mean, he kept switching from southpaw to orthodox. He need to focus on one style, because that was a horrible outing last night, and he can't be proud of what he did. last
No.
night. I know. At the end of the fight, of course, you're gonna say whatever you got to say for the fans or whatever. But go back looking at that fight. I know Fernando's not happy with the output that he put out, and I know he can't be happy with the showing that he put out because that fight was horrible. He got hit clean
Yeah.
a lot, a lot. His defense is horrible. The punch placement that he was putting out there was horrible. No, it was just a horrible outing
Yeah.
altogether, all the way around.
And that was the main event, D3. That made it worse. But the kid, like, he's sloppy, man. Like, he don't know what he wants to do. And I don't know if he really won that fight. I would have to go back and look at it because
I
looking
said
at it in real time, I had that guy winning.
no, I said the other guy won that fight
Yeah.
5-3. They
Hmm.
gave that to Armando Vargas, and I don't understand how. Because I mean, well, I know how they gave it to him. I don't know why. Because he's not a big name. They moving Emiliana more than they moving him. So I don't understand why they did that for him. Maybe because of the father, but no, that he should have lost so he knows, hey, I got a lot of work I gotta do. I got a lot
Yeah.
of work I gotta do. You give guys favorable wins like that, they feel like everything they doing is fine. They don't have nothing to work on.
Yep.
That's what makes it bad because they get comfortable in that zone, and then when they get in front of somebody, they ain't got to be top tier, but they get there with somebody that's pretty much decent average in boxing, ain't gonna be on their game, they can easily beat him. I'm not impressed by him like that at all. He got work to do.
Yeah. A lot of work crushed him. Like I said, I noticed D3 was more amazed how he was getting hit with clean shots. I was more amazed how terrible his foot placement, his footwork was. It was just all over the place. Like Free said, he was southpaw 1 minute. He didn't know what to do with that guy. And that guy ain't no world beater. So if he go in there with some of them top dogs, man, this weather is crazy
He
down
can't.
here, bro.
I'm not even putting him in there with a top dog. Like right now, he can't get past the sea level fighters. Like
Right.
the guy he
Was
was
that
in there
guy
with.
even sea level Free? Was
No,
he?
that man was below average. That man was below average.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
He
wasn't
can't.
really good, but he was landing some shots though.
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. Everybody gets down on Antoine for the fight against Bartholomew. Bartholomew is a 2 division champion. Everybody say, "Oh, Bartholomew ain't that good. He ain't got no power like that or whatever." Bartholomew is a tough veteran. Bartholomew stops Armando Vargas in the third
right now.
round. In the
He
third
stops him
round.
right now. He stops him
No,
right now.
no,
I
no.
don't know. I don't know. I've never thought he was good. I don't even think the older brother is that good, to tell you the truth. I think Emiliano's the one that has all the talent, but
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. Like I said it before. I was like, this kid is really not that good. Like I've
Yeah,
seen him before. I
sloppy,
was like,
man.
he's not good at all. I'm
No.
like, I don't know if y'all remember when BVO put up that damn thing with him and Moulton. I'm like, bro, Moulton probably killed him today. Like I was like, he
Yes.
kills him today. Like he's really not
Yes.
Oh
that
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
He would be.
Really not that good.
Moulton stops Armando. Moulton stops
Yes.
Armando.
He's
And
not gonna
Moulton
be able to handle that pressure.
and Moulton is not even at 140. Moulton is at 35. He just moved to 35. But he'll stop Armando.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
that's a one
I think
that's a
he'll stop him,
140
especially if the fight go like, especially if it's like a 10 rounder, like where they got some time. I think that I think
I
that
don't even
Tremel will stop him.
I don't even think it goes that long. I think Moulton stops him within 5 rounds. Within 5 rounds. I don't even think he needs a 10 rounder. Dog. Y'all gotta understand, this dude was getting hit with clean shots from a guy that's not considered a boxer. He's considered a below average fighter. Moulton beats both those guys last night. Easy.
Hmm.
Both those guys last night, easy.
He's in the same night, honestly, go ahead, Drew. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't see what everybody's hoopla about him is. So I don't really know what to tell y'all with that one. That's your man BVO that be hyping them up.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, yeah, BVO does like Armando. I never really heard him talk about Armando. I mean, he likes Emiliana. I never really
Yeah.
heard him talk about Armando, but I mean, he shouldn't be talking about him because
He not very good.
he's nothing to be bragging
Not
about.
good.
Not, he's definitely not nothing to be bragging about because that man looked like that was his first pro fight. That's what it looked like last night. That looked like that was his first pro fight.
That was bad.
It looked
If
like
you
it
would
was
have,
his last pro fight too.
yeah, if you would have took away their record, I would have thought that this was these guys' first fight. I would have thought it was their first fight in the pros.
Yeah, it was that bad, free. And like they should have put the ammo fight on for the main joint.
I mean, Ammo was them. I mean, they should have had all these fights on one card. They
Yeah.
shouldn't
Yeah,
have
they
had
should
two
have.
fight cards.
Yeah, they
Oh,
definitely
okay.
should have.
On one card.
Did y'all
Okay.
watch Nick Ball fight yesterday or not?
I
No,
missed it.
I
I
I
missed
missed
it.
it
missed it.
Yeah.
all.
I heard Nick Bo got the victory, but I missed the daggone fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
I didn't,
watching the ball.
I didn't even get to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, I was
I
doing
was like,
something.
Nothing. I
don't
mean, I
know.
guess that I didn't need to see it if I didn't see
I
it.
knew I knew Nick Ball was going to win though. I knew he was going to win, but I missed the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Last night, I was watching some of the Ammo Williams fight last night, but I don't know. He looks good, but he needs to work on his gas tank. That's what it is. Honestly, his gas tank be iffy to me. I
Yeah.
just
Talking about me and D
And
was talking about that last night
yeah,
hmm
about his gas tanks. It's so obvious.
and I don't think he has a gas tank problem. I think it's more so he takes a lot of clean body shots. He takes a
yeah, he
lot
does
of
that too.
yeah, that dude is a body puncher, and he took a lot of clean body shot, and I think that's mostly what Ammo problem is. He takes clean body shot. He doesn't protect his body. He protects his head, but he doesn't protect his body very well. And I
Yeah,
mean, you getting hit with body shot, it's going to take a toll on you. I don't care what kind of boxer you is. You could be Floyd Mayweather. You take enough
hmm
body shots by the later rounds, it's going to take a toll on you. So
that's a
I
fact.
mean, I just don't. I mean, they need to. Ammo needs to work on his defense. The boxing ability he has it.
Yeah,
The footwork he has it. But the defense he needs to work on that. He needs to work on his defense because he takes too
yeah,
many shots. That's how he lost to Saras. He took
Yeah.
clean
yeah.
shots. He took way too many clean shots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would like to see
Yeah, no,
that rematch.
I like him. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. Like, but it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to see that. I would rather see that rematch. Like,
Yeah.
especially now after like Shiraz's last like performance, I'll definitely want to see that rematch.
I think
Yeah.
even in the rematch, I think Ammo lose that fight.
Mm.
In a rematch,
Yeah, I think he lose that fight. Now he said he had the flu or whatever, and he couldn't. I think it was him that said he had the flu and he couldn't train properly or whatever for that fight. I believe that was him that I was listening to in the interview. But I think he lose that fight
Mm.
because he doesn't. His defense is what's lacking,
right?
and Saras can punch. And I think it's going to be roughly the same outcome. It might last a little bit longer, but I think it's going
Right.
to be roughly the same outcome.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like to
well,
see Ammo try to get back in there. He might. I don't know. Like you said, like both of y'all
No,
just said, if he can work on his endurance and his gas tank, he might can be okay.
Need to
yeah,
work
I
on
mean,
his defense.
I'm not stopping him from getting at me because that's my opinion. I mean, who knows? Ammo might go in there and he might stop Saras. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion, what I'm saying. But I think he definitely needs to work on his defense because he gets hit with too many clean shots. I don't care who he get in there with. If he get in there with anybody, of the next level at 160, he's gonna get beat up. He might pull out the win, but he's gonna get beat up. He's gonna take a lot of damage.
Mm.
Like somebody like Jennebeck, he probably gets stops against Jennebeck because Jennebeck is a big puncher. He's a big puncher. Now he might have some success with Jennebeck early, but that steady, constant coming forward by Jennebeck and going to the body and hitting you with power shots, it's going to take a toll on Ammo. He's going to end up getting stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jennebeck puts a lot of heat on, but he turned the heat up. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
don't
if
know.
Ammo ready for that. I don't know if he's ready for that.
Either.
No, I wouldn't put him in there with nobody like Jennebeck right now.
No.
I go work in the gym and work on his defense and put him in there with another test. Let's see where his defense is at. See if he improved on his defense.
The
Because
rematch with Shiraz.
I wouldn't even put him in with the rematch with Shiraz right now. I will put him in there with somebody to see if he had improved on his defense. Because when I put him in there with Shiraz, I wanted to be a fact of Shiraz was just a better fighter, not the fact that we had holes in our defense that we never corrected. I don't want that to be the excuse. I wanted to be the fact that if
So you want
Shiraz
him to
wins
fight
fight,
you want him to fight a jobber then?
I mean, he can fight
Stephen
whoever.
Butler.
Like I said,
Stephen
I want
Butler
him to
would be
fight
good for
somebody.
him.
Yeah, I want him to fight somebody that I believe he can beat, but we're going to see if he has improved on his defense. That's what I would do. I would say, okay, look, he got some holes in his defense. I know he's a good fighter. Let's go ahead and work on his defense in camp. We could put him in there with somebody that we know that he should be able to beat easily, but it's going to show whether he improved on his defense or not.
Yeah, remains to be seen.
I
So
don't know.
I feel like Free wants to take an easy one. That's what it sounds like.
Nah, I get what he's saying, but he does need to improve on his defense, and it's kind of more like you got to prepare him for that because again, besides the Shiraz fight, I don't know who he fought after before that. Like I know he fought Booker, but Booker was coming up from 54 to 60, so
Yeah,
it's not like that's his weight class. So it's
right.
not like it's you know what I'm saying. Not like we're saying, yo, he fought world beaters or he fought somebody with a decent name. Yeah, throw him in there with like a Stephen Butler or throw him in there with dude that fought Charlo, the bigger one, Cueto, or whatever his name was. Throw him in there with dudes like that come forward, that like to fight, that make you feel uncomfortable, just so you can get used to that, or at least improve on your defense while you working in camp with
Right.
that. Because you can't just throw yourself in there with like somebody like a Shiraz and then think that's going to be better. Again, maybe stylistically, Shiraz probably has the better matchup for him. But again, somebody like Janabek's not gonna stop coming forward. He's gonna come forward throwing punches all the time. It's
Hmm.
not like he's not stopping throwing punches. He's gonna keep throwing until he cracks you. And then when he cracks you and he sees you fold, then that's the problem. So he
Yeah,
can't
see,
he can't just throw him in there with them.
If he come
yeah,
at
see,
all ammo like that early though, Free, he might get smoked. He might get clipped with something with all that because ammo can punch, but
yeah, I'm not like I said. I'm part of the. I'm from the old school. I'm part of that generation that we want to have our fighter well prepared for his big moment. I don't want to just throw him. Oh, we moved him up in the ranks, so let's put him in there, and he's not prepared for that moment because what a lot of people don't understand. These young guys wait for that big moment to fight for a title, and if you put him in there and he's not prepared to fight for that title and try to make a good effort in winning that title, that can ruin a fighter more so than just a regular loss. Because that's their big moment. They work all this time to get to that moment to become a title fighter. And when you put them in there and they not prepared and they get beat up in a title fight, that fighter might not ever bounce back the way that you expect him to bounce back. Now he might still be a good fighter, but he may never be the fighter that we thought he could have been because you put him in there with somebody that he was not prepared to fight at all. So it's nothing wrong with getting your fighter better competition, moving them up slowly until you say, okay, you know what? We put him there with everybody that we could think of to get him ready for this moment. Now is his time. But if you sit there and say, okay, he had 4 fights, he had 5 fights, those were some tough guys. Okay, let's put him in there with a top 10 opponent. Okay, he got past him. He ready now. No, No, everybody can't move that fast. You got to understand what type of fighter you got. You got to slowly put them in there with tougher competition to where you see, okay, yeah, he fixed that. He made an improvement there. He made an improvement on that flaw that he had. He made an improvement on that flaw. But if you say, okay, then put him in here with him, oh, well, he got some holes we need to work on now. All right, we're going to put him in with tougher competition. Why are you putting him in with tougher competition when you see he got holes with this level of a competition? Put him in there with that same level. Let's see if he improved on that flaw that he had with the same level. He was just on this level. He had holes. You going to put him in there with tougher competition knowing that he got holes? No, you don't do that. You don't do that. That's not making your fighter better.
Well,
You still got
Antoine bounced. Antoine showed flaws, D free, and he came back and put on a 12-0, 11-1 performance and took a title. People
yeah,
say
but
Antoine had holes when he lost to that, and you criticized him yourself. And he had hole. It looked like he had a bunch of holes. Then the very next fight, I feel like he took on a tougher,
no,
tougher fighter
no,
and for a title, and he showed up and showed out.
no. I'm gonna tell you what he did. He stayed on the same level. The fight that he had that he lost, that was a title fight. That was still the same level as El Rayo. They didn't put him in there with a Tio. They didn't put him in there with a Richard Hitchens. They put him in there with the same level. I don't think El Rayo beats Alberto easy. I mean I think that's a 50-50 fight. I
Yeah,
think
I agree
Alberto
with that.
can have some success with El Rayo. I think El Rayo can have some success with Alberto. So that's the same level of a fighter. So you just put him in there with another guy that's on the same level. That's what I'm talking about. You didn't put him in there. You didn't go from Alberto to daggone Tio or Devin or Ryan or Richardson. You didn't go from that guy to those guys. You went from Alberto to El Rayo, somebody who just moved up to 140. He had one fight at 140. That's still the same level of a fighter.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good. I feel like you get better, even if you put him in there with the same competition or a little bit tougher. I think he'll be fine.
It's weird though with like him though because like Ammo Williams he's not a Gary. He's not Gary Antoine. He's himself, which is two different styles. But again, like I said, like his style versus Shiraz, it kind of like plays more into Shiraz's hands. Again, it's not, his fault. It's just the style. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't even know how to really like describe that to you. It's hard because like somebody has your number, you have your number, they have your number. It's just that's all that is. You know
But
what I'm
see,
saying? You can't really.
now he could go in there with Siraj and Siraj could still beat him, but it can look a lot better. Like the fight that he had with Siraj, the first fight, he just got beat up. He got beat up the entire fight until they stopped it. He got beat up. So he can go in there and it be a more competitive fight. He doesn't get beat up as much. And he do a lot more damage to Siraj, but Siraj is the better fighter, so Siraj pulled it out. So that's the difference. Like I said, like you said, Siraj could just have his number, but you can still make it more competitive if you improve on where you were lacking the first time you faced him. If you improve on that, then it would be a more competitive fight. The same way like Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. Yeah, Earl got stopped. He got beat up by Bud. But if Earl goes into the gym and improve on the stuff that he had flaws in the first fight and they go back and they fight again and they go to this and it is a competitive fight, Bud might still be the better fighter, but Earl improved on where he was lacking the first time. So it was still more of a competitive fight. It wasn't a one-sided fight the second time they fought. That's what I'm talking about. Like somebody can still have your number, but it can look a lot better because you improved on what you was lacking the first time.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
agree.
You got a pretty good assessment on that.
Remark bar.
I agree with you on that, D3. But hey, man, yesterday I know it was a full day of boxing, but that card last night, violins was playing. They
Yeah.
had a whole whole 100-member violin band last night. Cause man, I had one eye open and half of my body was asleep watching that. They got to do better on that one, man. But yeah, but
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird situation. Like I didn't catch like the fights on the Ammo Williams card. I caught the Ammo Williams fight. I caught that. I didn't catch the Berlanga fight. I didn't even catch the Jermaine Ortiz fight, which is weird because I always like usually will sit here watching fight and stuff. But
yeah,
that is I don't know. Like last night, I don't know. I wasn't really interested in anything else. I was like, oh, I really didn't want to feel like watching any of those. Like I wanted to watch a Nick Ball fight. I just didn't know what time it was at.
yeah,
That was the only thing.
Early. Forward to a decision, right? Because I tried to.
It went to a decision.
Yeah, because I only got to watch 2 rounds of on the playback, so I'll watch it later on, man. Then I'll go back and watch the whole fight, man. But there was a lot going on. That's the thing.
Yeah. What's going on, Thomas Hill? What's going on, Naeem? What's going on, Bruce Gas?
Yo, we got a hot topic this afternoon. We're gonna cook on in a few. And as you guys can see, as y'all come in, smash the like button. We got a good topic. And this new boxing league thing. So they trying to annex boxing and bring in another faction. This is something that must be cooked on or all burners. And we have all the right brain intelligence in here to do that this afternoon.
Going on, Bruce. Thomas and Todd.
We're definitely.
It's a weird situation though. That whole thing. I was listening to you guys talk about that like a couple of days ago, and I was like, I don't even know how to I don't know how to express it, but I feel like they want to do it like the UFC, but it's like you can't do it like the UFC because the UFC is a whole different thing, and they forget that like this is more of an independent sport and stuff like that. So it's hard. Like I don't even know how to like even describe that.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out, can you even call it boxing? Because they talking about taking it down to what, like 1 minute rounds and fighting with lighter gloves. Now, that's not considered boxing.
No.
It's not considered boxing. I mean,
it's like that other thing. It's like the other league, that TOC. I don't know if y'all have heard of that. Maybe one of that dumbass league. It's just, that shit is stupid. It's dumb. I just don't like it. Like that just makes no sense. Why would you try to like? I would understand if you trying to get all the organizations together and all right, yo, let's just drop it right back down to one belt or something like that. That's not even.
I'm cool with that.
Just do say Nick Ball got a TKO in the 10th. I thought it went to decision.
Thanks, dude. I mean, it did go the distance because he got him out in the late rounds. But thanks, dude. I'm gonna go back and watch the rest of it because I only got a chance to watch 6 minutes on the playback because this was we was partying in the city this weekend, man. So I ain't getting to see too much. But thanks for the info, bro. Always on point with that. Just do. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about the whole thing. What I do know is what everybody said that Turkey. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people said Turkey wasn't just trying to take over boxing. He was just trying to bring all of the promoters together. Nah, Turkey came out and let y'all know he's trying to start his own thing. He's trying to get some of the fighters for some of these promoters and start his own thing. He ain't trying to bring the promoters together or none of that. He was doing that to get in good with the fighters because in the US, in order for you to be able to get any of these fighters, you got to go through their promoters. So the only way he can get these fighters on board is by dealing with the promoters to get in good with the fighters. Now that the fighters know, hey, I can go make a bag over there with Turkey. So when their contract is up, they might be less likely to re-sign with that promoter because that promoter might not be giving them the money that they want. So now they're like, oh, well, I can go over there to Turkey. I know he's going to give me a decent amount of money. That was his whole plan. It just got more revealed as of late, but that was his whole plan. That's why he was dealing with a lot of those fighters directly instead of dealing with the promoters until he realized, oh, I can't talk to these fighters without talking to the promoters. So he got in good with the promoters to get in good with the fighters. Now that he's in good with the fighters, he brought Dana White in. Let's start our own thing.
He has a pretty big lucrative deal too. They're
It
supposed to put
is,
up
Yeah,
some
bro.
money.
It's
I heard he putting up a nice chunk of change to start this whole little league or whatever. I mean I guess it's a league. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I I,
not.
I call it a catastrophic incident that's about to take place because I don't think it's going to work. Boxing, we don't need it. We don't need it any daggone way. We don't need nobody trying to come in and add some nonsense onto the sport. We deal and tolerate with enough nonsense that already come with this sport itself. So we don't need somebody that don't know nothing about boxing. I'm not letting that slide. This man knows nothing about boxing. He don't. I ain't gonna say he know enough. He ain't learned anything enough in enough time to know anything about boxing. Money talks. Money is bullcrap sometimes. You can have all you can talk all the business with money, but sometimes money don't get the business done. We know these things. You know what I mean? And what this guy is doing, I think is very disrespectful. We don't need it and we don't want it. And what these fighters should do, they should bite down on a mouthpiece and put they both pricks in the daggone surface, man, and say, nah, bro, you ain't holding me out. And it's a shame because these guys are quick. You know, they acting like the $40 thing. Oh, 40, you know, the $40 tricks. Oh, this guy got money. What you got? What you give me? Oh, it seems like a little bit more, or at least I can get more. You know, I can get this on the flip. I can be consistent with it. This is what this is. This man that came over to boxing and trying to be big pimping the sport of boxing. And some of these boxers just had the nerve to be not so much of a smart hoe. And I'm gonna pass the mic, but we don't need it.
Yeah, I just see, and this is what I don't know if people is taking into consideration. Like, yeah, he's giving out the bags now because he wants to draw everybody in. But once he gets this thing up and running and he starts it, and you sign to him, are you going to continue to get the bags that you thought you was going to get? Because I'm almost certain that most people ain't gonna pay attention to the contract because they already used to getting bags. They just gonna go ahead and sign with Turkey. They're not gonna pay attention to the contract and say, "Oh, did I sign for this amount or whatever?" Or I'm only signing if you guarantee me this amount of money. No, it's not gonna be that type of deal. It's gonna be you're gonna sign over here to fight, and we're gonna make the fights for you. We're gonna pay you good money. They gonna say, okay, yeah, I know Turkey always pay me good money. It's almost, I give you an example. It's almost like the new dude coming on the block and want to shut down everybody's shop. He's gonna give out the big bags to everybody. He's gonna give out the big bags that bring in all the customers. Once he got all the customers and he locks down the block, then his bags go back to the regular size bags that everybody else had. It goes back down to the regular side because now he got the whole block locked down. Everybody working for him. It's almost the same thing with Turkey. He wants to get everybody on board, and then it's going to go back to what we want
Are
y'all
you
to.
serious? Nah,
That's how I see it.
he has he has like like all that fucking money and power and whatnot. And sorry for cussing, but I don't know, like, cause like people be complaining about even like with Dana White about his paying him paying his fighters and all that extra stuff. So it's like it's weird. Like it's just like yeah, you guys want to like quote unquote help the sport, but then you guys are gonna probably be in a word like just kind of playing with these fighters because you forget that these fighters can be like, all right, yeah, I have this contract now, but you're not gonna give me the you have this contract now, but you're not gonna give me this money that I'm making now. Like especially with the bigger and top tier name fighters, you're not gonna give them that bag that you're trying to give everybody because like they're not making as much as the money as as a Canelo, as a Tank, as a as those bigger name fighters. It's weird because a lot of them they be just sitting there trying to like
I was
act
gonna
like,
do
oh
that.
well,
Okay.
yeah, my talent speaks for itself, but yeah, you're not selling tickets,
I'll give
so
it
it's
to
not
you.
like it's
Put it
not
in
like
there,
you're doing
man.
anything.
No mustard. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I think he brought Dana White in there, because Dana White is, I mean, Dana White has somewhat
My
of the
bad, too.
structure that Dana White has somewhat the structure that Turkey wants to have. He wants it to be one belt and there's one champion. But Dana White is known for making the most amount of money and paying his fighters the least
Very
amount.
little.
Yeah, very little. Little
Yeah.
to nothing.
Yeah, so I think that's why I believe that, and what Bruce said is right. A lot of the smart fighters will have their lawyers
Lawyers.
involved on their contract signing, but some of those guys, they might be like, "Oh, we already know what Turkey is going to give us. I don't need my lawyer to read over this contract." I mean, I ain't saying all of them, but some of them will do that. They're going to say, "Well, I already know. I already been working with Turkey. I know what he's going to give me. I don't need you to read over. I'm signed with this company." And then you sign, and then you realize you just signed yourself to a contract to they pay you what they want to pay you, not what you thought
Mhm.
you was going to get. So
They
There's a
be
tough.
sitting up there
I just
looking
don't know.
crazy.
I don't
That is
know.
a
I
fact.
mean,
I don't trust Dana
I
White.
gotta.
I didn't really care about Turkey too much, Free. I mean, I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out with Turkey, but Dana White, once I heard he was getting involved, I was just like, oh my God.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
tell you
don't get
this.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like people forget, like the sport MMA is relatively new, like very relatively new. It's only been around like 30 something years. It's relatively new. It's just the thing is that because the way it started, it was such in limbo and it was everywhere that they didn't know until Dana came in and was like, all right, well, we're gonna, sanction these bouts, we're gonna have these gloves, we're gonna have these rules, and whatever the case may be. They think, okay, well, because he did that, he's the savior of this. When, you know, places overseas were doing it already. It was just for here, like they're like, oh well, is this is everywhere, and this is that he's paying them good money. Like you're
Yeah,
not taking account. Yeah, he's paying them $20,000 to show up to the fight, and then if you win, you get another $20,000. But you're not taking account all the taxes that they're gonna take out and all the things that you got to
yeah,
pay for. You're not taking account to that.
Right.
yeah. And
Well, TD Sports.
Thomas made it.
Yeah, TD Sports just
Yeah,
said it's basically a league for prospects. He know a few guys that already got fat offers. Now, I'm glad he said that was a good drop. We didn't know that. Now let's look at it in this way. Now does it make it a difference because it's mostly going to be for prospects? Some people may agree with that, but I'm like, okay, now if that's for prospects, what does it do for the prospects that bring them back over to the major league? I guess they're going to run a system like the G League and the NBA. I don't know if that'll work. I'm not shooting it down, but I mean, because hopefully what it does, Tommy and everyone else, hopefully it gets these prospects fighting each other, because we don't see these
no,
prospects fighting each other. And I've been
I don't.
saying that
I
for the
don't.
past couple of years. Go ahead, D-Free.
No, I don't look at it like that. What I look at it as, he's going for the prospects. He's going for the prospects to sign these long-term deals with these prospects, because what do prospects become? They they become the stars of tomorrow.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
if he has these prospects, if he has the prospects already on his platform, now the boxing industry don't have nobody, because all the prospects is over here at TKO. They don't have nobody. Now they got to start. They gotta try some way to get some of these prospects that's coming out to get them into boxing, because the prospects are now signing over to TKO. I think that's what his plan is, to get all of the prospects, because if he gets all the prospects, you don't have no boxers tomorrow, because all the prospects are now with TKO.
Right. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Like again, I don't think it's gonna work, and I'm pretty sure most of us thinking it's not gonna work. It's just I don't know. Turkey's I don't know. He's there, but I don't know. He wants to do whatever the hell he wants to do. So you just gotta let him tell at it. Because I don't think
Yeah,
this is gonna work.
I don't think the
because what
man
I think
knows
I
this
think
sport.
he's most, like I said, I think he's mostly focused on the prospects to for the long-term deal. I think he's gonna have some actual boxes right now to hold up the big cards. He's gonna have some that's gonna sign to him to hold up the big cards. But the long-term deal is the prospects. He's gonna develop these prospects into becoming stars, and people gonna want to see those prospects because we already following the prospects and the amateurs. We already following some of them in the amateurs. So when they fight, naturally we're gonna want to see them fight. We're already following them. So if he got all those guys signing over to the TKO, boxing is going to fade away because everybody's signing over to TKO when they coming into the pros instead of signing to the actual boxing industry.
Right.
Yeah, that could be a problem too.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to if you want to get rid of boxing, that's the smart way of doing it because, like I said, the prospects are the boxers of tomorrow. So if you sign in all of the prospects, tomorrow boxing won't be there because they will all be at TKO.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not really down with that. But like
See,
Bruce Gas said, prospects are risky investments. That's 100%
Yeah, they
accurate.
are. Yeah, that's why I say he's going to have some actual professional boxing stars that we know right now. He's going to have some because some of them are still going to sign with Turkey because they know they can get some money with Turkey. Turkey's going to pay a few of the stars. He's going to give them decent amount of paydays because he needs somebody to carry the sport until the prospect becomes that next level. They become that future star. Once those prospects become those future stars, then you go those other boxing people that he's the professionals that he signed, either they're going to be old and they're retiring, or he's going to do away with them because now he got these future stars and he can start pushing those future stars.
man, well, in the words of the living legend Chuck D, can't trust it. No, 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 no. That's how I feel about it. Nah. Leave
Yeah,
out.
right, Thomas.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone, Turkey. I don't like this dude. I never did.
Like,
I don't like what he's doing. I don't think he's helping the sport. I don't care if anybody disagrees with me. I don't care. This dude sucks. And he's trying to take away this sport and do all this nonsense. I don't like this dude. And we really don't need him. Y'all thinking that we need this dude to put up money to get fighters to get in the ring, to make fights happen, that we want to see that guys be crying about money? Man, get up on out of here with that nonsense. Y'all lucky it's Sunday. But get up on out of here with that nonsense.
Like I said, a lot of these guys, yeah, it's money involved in some of these fights to be made. But if these guys want to fight, they're gonna fight. They're gonna take the offer that's given to them and they're gonna fight, or they're gonna negotiate a decent offer where they can fight. Yeah, money is definitely the root to having these fights. But if these guys really truly want to fight, they're gonna fight. Like the whole Lamar Roach and Tank Davis. We don't hear nothing about no money. And even in the rematch, we ain't hearing nothing about no money. We hearing about these dudes want to get back in the ring because Lamar talking his mess and Tank saying I had an off night. These dudes want to get back in and show that it is what it is, or nah, I wasn't on my A game that night. So if they really want to fight, they're gonna fight. The money's gonna be there if they really want to fight.
Exactly. And that's what it is when we spend so much time and has spent so much time going back and forth, verbally beating up on each other, talking about these guys are scared because they should be getting this and they shouldn't be asking for that. And see, that's what messes it up. And then everybody
Yeah,
get
Crush.
themselves involved. Real quick,
They
Brian.
get amenities too. Like Bruce
Yeah.
Gas just said, is they like in Riyadh got some of the best modern facility, training facilities in the world, and that is something to think about. Like Bruce just said, so it's the amenities they get too. I don't know, like I don't
Man,
really trust it.
I
I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out with it, Crush. That's just to being
well,
truthful.
I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out enough, and I ain't got time to be playing plastic man. I'm too old for that now.
Yeah.
I'm on one side. I'm against it. Nobody should be
I just got to
surprised
see
that
more.
I
You
am
know,
against it. I don't want to see no more. He's already a sword of my daggone eye anyway. He is. Everybody should know how I feel about this dude right about now. He's I don't think he's good for the sport. I don't want him trying to be doing anything. He needs to get the heck off on out of there. Go put that money in soccer or something else. You don't know nothing about boxing, bro, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
And see, that's another thing. That's another thing too. Now, now that he's starting his own league, is it only going to be in Saudi Arabia, or are you planning on going to other countries? Because according to the prince said he ain't putting up no money unless it's in Saudi Arabia. Anything outside of Saudi Arabia, he ain't putting no money up for it. So
Yeah,
are
because
these fights only going to be in Saudi Arabia? If they only going to be in Saudi Arabia, then that means we got to adjust our time frame to watch these daggone fights, and I'm not
I
doing
ain't
that.
doing it. I ain't
me
doing
either.
it. And you made a great point, D-Free. No, I'm not doing it.
Nope.
Who is this guy? He don't get to come into boxing and just switch up everything. And y'all going for it. Man, if y'all don't get up on our head with that nonsense, take y'all weak legs and go stand on that ground with that. I need some strong legs on this surface. This dude is a piece of crap. He's trying to switch everything up. And of course, because anything out of Saudi Arabia, he got to come out of his own daggone pocket. His whole thing is to spend somebody else's money while making money. So, of course, he's going to keep them over there. Man, y'all can have Turkey and all that and get away from me with that. I'm totally against it. I don't care if I'm the last man standing like Bruce Willis. I'm against anything that he does. And I'm going to pass the mic.
I don't know about a bunch of fights. I know about 2 fights. I know he got to fight May 2nd, and actually 1 fight. He got to fight May 2nd. I don't know of no other fight that Turkey got going on in the States. He got to fight in May 2nd because the Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford fight, from my understanding, that's going to be in Saudi Arabia. So I only know of 1 fight that he got going on in the States. Unless you know some other fights, that's the only one that I know on the horizon is May 2nd. I don't know about no other fights.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see him do what. So they're not doing Benavidez and Bivol no more. They're going back to Bivol Archer rematch for
Well,
the third. What's happening with that?
according to Turkey was trying to not have the fight, and they were saying PBC was trying to put that fight on. That's the reports that I got, that Turkey wasn't trying to have that fight. They wasn't trying to have the David Benavidez versus Bivol, but PBC is trying to put that fight on.
Yeah.
Oh, the one in Alcatraz. Oh yeah, that's right. I did about Alcatraz. Well,
That's
2
crazy,
fights.
bro.
That's 2 fights. That's I don't know who's going to be on that card. It was supposed to be T.O., but T.O.'s fighting May 2nd. So it was supposed to be T.O. I don't know who else was going to be on that card. That's the only person that I heard that was supposed to be on that card was T.O. But now they put T.O. in the Times Square card. So who they putting in Alcatraz?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
And now that I'm hearing the whole Times Square thing is switching up. Now, at first, people were saying that it was supposed to be free to the public, but now I'm hearing that it might be private. I'm like,
Oh wow.
what's going on? What?
Now is
So
Turkey?
it's a whole
Who's putting that card
whole
together?
lot of
Is that
Turkey.
that's Turkey with this
Turkey
Devin? Yeah.
is putting the Times Square card together. Turkey's putting that together. But like I said, at first the report was it was supposed to be a free fight to the public, and there was going to be some seating for like 300 people that was going to be VIP. But now I'm hearing that the reports is coming out now that it's supposed to be a private event, but it's still going to be in Times Square, but it's a private event. So I'm like, dog, what is the daggone breakdown of this fight? Because this fight is only a little over a month away. It's a little over a month away. So what is the breakdown? Because I don't see no tickets for the fight. I already looked to see if there was any tickets. There's no tickets for the fight. So is it going to be free to the public, or is it going to be a private event?
Yeah. Well, Bruce said it's a private event.
That's what I heard, a private event. That was the
I
last thing
thought it
that I
was
heard.
free to the
Private event.
public, what I was hearing, but
Private event,
I
That
mean,
was
305 seats
that,
only.
that was the initial reports that it was going to be open to the public, but it was
and
going to be
now they
seating
changed it.
for, for VIP. But now it's going to be a private event for 300 people.
Wow, that's kind of bogus.
I ain't trying to see that. I know I'm
Be
not
all
paying for it. I
quiet
can
in
say that.
there.
I'm not paying. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for
Yeah.
it.
I don't
I'm gonna
know,
watch it,
man.
but I ain't paying. I ain't paying for it.
I
Well,
mean,
see,
like,
What
I
and
mean,
what
I feel
would
like
you?
this is what I'm saying. I understand where both sides of the. Some people is okay with turkey. Some brothers not okay with turkey. So I just gotta like Crush is already tapped out. He don't want to see no more. Me, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to see what else he put together. If he puts all them fights in here, and I gotta meet up with my brothers at 10:30 Saturday morning to watch fights, I ain't doing it, man. I'm riding with my brothers. We ain't doing it. We not gonna call to stream the fights. We're not doing it, bro. We can get up here afterwards when we settle down.
Uh,
We're not gonna. This is whack.
no, I did.
That's the only thing about that. I don't care. It's the time, bro. That's for
No,
me.
I did that for that daggone Arthur versus Bivol,
It was
and that
bogus.
joint messed my whole Saturday up.
Right.
Like I literally had things planned for that Saturday during the day, and was expecting to have fights at night. I didn't even pay attention that they was
Right.
fighting in Saudi
Me either.
Arabia.
Free. We both got caught. Side. We was texting like, yo, the fight's on now. We like what? I'm like, bro, I'm out
I
eating
wasn't.
dinner with my mom and dad. Right. Like I'm at the restaurant and they fights is on. I'm thinking in my head, this is crazy. Like we from the old school. We from the old school, dog, where the fights come on at 9, bro. Stop playing with me. The fights come on at 9. What is this 10:30 in the morning? Like, I'm just getting up making stuff for my daughter or something like that. I don't got time. Like, then man, I'm just not jacking that, bro.
So
That start time is
just think
God.
about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. If the start time on the East Coast is 11:30, that means on the West Coast the start time is 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Dog, who you expect to get up at 8:30 in the morning to be watching fights?
right. People sleeping in from working all week, and then you want to take our money and make us wake up early Saturday morning? Come on, bro. That's
Yeah,
God.
Nobody getting up at no 8:30 in the morning. I mean, I know me. I ain't gonna speak for everybody else. I know myself.
I know I ain't doing
8:30
it.
in the morning. 8:30 in the morning, if I do get up that early on a Saturday, 8:30 in the morning, then I'm getting up, I'm eating breakfast with the family, I'm taking my dog for a walk, and I'm doing I'm running some little errands to get my day started. So by the afternoon, late evening, I'm ready to sit down and relax and talk boxing or watch some football or basketball. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that at 8:30 in the morning.
Like, think about what college football on. You know what I'm saying? College football season or whatever. You know
I
what I'm
think starts at
saying?
like 12, 1, 1, 2, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But that's the thing is though too, like it's weird because like even when like big fights over there, like I don't know if y'all remember when the Klitschko Joshua fight happened. That thing happened at like 11 a.m. And I was like, who the hell is getting up at 11 a.m. to
Yeah,
watch
it
a
was fun.
fight?
Where was they at? In Germany somewhere?
Nah, they fought in Wembley, and I'm
Oh,
like,
right. That's right. That's right. They sure did. Yeah, they did. That's a good fight, by the way.
yeah.
that was a good fight, but
That's like That's like the whole Monster Anyway. I watch one Monster Anyway fight because dog, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning to sit up to watch fights.
Yeah,
Dog,
that's whack.
I'm not getting up that early in the morning to watch no
I feel
fights.
you, Bruce. It is a new world, and you got to either get with it or get off of it. If they change too much, I don't
Cause
have any problems getting off, bro. I really don't. Because we could go on,
I'm
listen,
we
gonna
can
man.
say it
go on
like
there,
this.
we can go on there and talk football. We talented sports talk network. We can talk all the sports. So if it get to where they changing gloves and fights at 8 and 9 in the morning, bro, we'll be up here talking about what we be talking. We be prepping for March Madness right now.
Shit.
I'm gonna speak for a lot of the people that I know in the hood that do watch these fights. At 11 o'clock in the morning, they ain't even up yet.
That's
They're
a
not
fact.
even up yet at 11 o'clock in the morning. They just got in the house from the daggone parties at like 6 in the morning. They ain't up at no 11 in the morning. So if
Listen,
you if you trying to
and
get these,
another thing,
these young folks to watch it, they ain't gonna watch it.
and another thing too, if that fight that dumbass, that Rolly Ryan and all that card is only private, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm looking for tickets. That's why I'm gonna be really pissed.
Well, you probably,
Hey,
according to the ring, with brother Bruce Gas said.
Thomas,
Go ahead.
Thomas,
I know you want to respond. I know you want to respond to that comment, Free. Go ahead.
I, hey Thomas, I do 22 hours of YouTube, but that's during the week, not on the weekends. I don't do 22 hours on the weekends. The
Nah, that's
fights
a
come
fact.
on the weekends. During the week because I'm up and I work from home. So yeah, I do like 20 something hours during the week because I'm up. I work from home. And then I'm at my wife's job at night. So I'm up. But on the weekends, nah. Like today, I got up at what? At like 10:30? I got up at 12. I got up at 12 today. I would have already missed like one or two fights. If it was fighting in Saudi Arabia, I would have already
She,
missed like one or two fights.
she,
Man, I ain't got no time to be altering my Mickey freaking schedule because you got some dude that want to be putting these fights way across the season. You got to get up at these odd hours and all that, man. I ain't in the daggone military no more. I ain't got time for that. Those
Yeah,
times I
like
should be
nah.
getting some rest or be doing something else. Those hours, you knocking boots at the time. You kicking
Hey,
in another gear if you ain't already got a gear in, or you sleeping, you want to be putting a fight on somebody trying to reach their climax those time of hours when we can watch the
hey,
fight. You crazy?
hey, Quest.
yo,
Let's be honest. Even in the military, you off on the weekends. That's time
Exactly.
to yourself.
Exactly, D3. So we ain't even going for that. You just want people to be uppity. You're like, what's wrong with you?
Boxing gonna change for you, D. He said boxing gonna change for you, D. Free. Nah, boxing ain't changing for me. Boxing's gonna stay the same for me. TKO is gonna change, but like I said, no. To be honest with you, like I said, if he was doing this and it was going to benefit boxing, I would have no problem with it. But the thing is, he don't want to benefit boxing. He wants to start his own league, and that's what people not understanding. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to help boxing. He wants to start his own league.
He don't.
His own league. So now let's break it down. Let's break it down. He's talking about changing to 1 minute rounds and having lighter gloves. So if you're doing that means you gotta change these fighters in the amateurs. They gotta get changed. They gotta get used to fighting 1 minute rounds and fighting with lighter gloves.
That would be
They gotta
nasty
get.
work.
They gotta
One
get used.
minute. Women, think about how fast women rounds go by. And you want to take a minute, like that would
Now,
be
I know.
nasty. We're not at that point, Crush. We're not even watching boxing no more. And I won't watch. We'll get on here,
I
like I
don't. I
said,
don't.
and we'll talk about some other sports.
you
I
know
don't
what
know
the
how
problem
true
is too?
that
You know,
is. I don't know.
you
I don't
know
know
what
how
the
true that is. They say that's what he want to do, but I don't know.
you know what the
I don't think
problem
that'll
is.
happen. I
You
don't
you
think
know
that'll
what the
happen.
problem is that these and then when I say these, they don't want you to be sitting there capping about their numbers because when I don't know if y'all remember when the pandemic was happening, they did that whole Fight Island and whatever the case may be, and all those ratings were down. Anytime they're like overseas, like nobody's watching because nobody's getting up at 11 a.m. to watch an MMA event. Like, they ain't nobody doing that. If you're doing that, hey, up to you, bro. That's on you. Ain't nobody doing none of that. I'm not even doing none of that. Like I said, I missed the Nick Ball fight. I wanted to watch him fight, but I didn't know what time that thing was on. Again, that's weird. It's a weird schedule for me. Yeah, they
Yeah,
forget that we're in the East Coast. Technically, we're in the East, well, in the
yeah.
West, technically. So the number, the time changes. Everything changes for us.
Yep. I'm with you though, Bruce. Like, I'm just gonna have to wait and see. You're gonna have some other brothers that feel
No,
like Crush that's not gonna wait and see. But I'm more like one of the people that give people a chance. I see you say he's a traditionalist. We'll see about that. That remains to be seen. Like I said, I'm just gonna see what he
no,
does.
and
Leave it at that.
I
And
understand
he don't got a lot of time with me
Turkey.
either, Free. He don't got a lot of time to show me what he
No,
can
but
do.
see, no, see, this is the thing. Turkey might be. He might be a traditionalist and all that. But the thing is, he's having Dana White run it. That's why Dana White is his partner, because he don't know how to run it. He want Dana White to run it. He want to use the boxing model that Dana White uses in the UFC. One title, one champion. He want to use that model. And so Dana White is the only one that know how to run that model.
But even then that, and like
Nobody else
even
know.
then that, but even then that, they you know, they pride themselves as being, oh, the UFC is the best MMA, you know, thing, organization, or whatever the case may be. Like, yo, no, you're not. Like, there's plenty of dudes in the world that are not fighting in the UFC that can beat plenty of UFC fighters. Like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not even fathomable. Like, even when y'all was like starting up and y'all sent Chuck Liddell over there, he got smashed up like 7-8 times. Like, it wasn't even, I'm dead ass serious. He got smashed up. Like, it was like, yo, bro, like, y'all not even the best. So I was like, what are you really talking about? What are we really sitting here talking about? Like, yo, let this man run this and that. This is gonna be the future of the sport. No, it's not, because purists like us, we're not gonna like that. That's not cool. That 1 minute round, that's trash.
I don't think that'll happen.
And see, Bruce Grass,
You gonna take it back to
too.
15 rounds?
No, I get that too, Bruce Guys, that the main event starts somewhere around 5 o'clock, a little bit later. But the thing is, you have a lot of people in the world, not just the United States, but the world, that watch more than just boxing. They follow college football, they follow college basketball, they follow basketball, they follow football. So if you got these college events going on the same time that these main events for these boxing matches going on, how you going to watch both? That was the beauty of having the time frame that they had it in the States, is because usually the boxing matches came on at the evening, and all of the football and basketball games came on during the day. So you had time to watch each sport, whatever sport you wanted to watch. But if you having it come on the same time that we got the March Madness going on, who you think going to go and watch the boxing? You think they're going to choose boxing over March Madness? A lot of these people that's boxing fans, they also college basketball fans.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I don't know. I know it's gonna fail. Over there, Crush. He know it's gonna fail. I'm pretty sure both of you guys know it's kind of gonna fail. It's just too much. It's just you're doing too much, because you see so many things that they're trying to do in the sport. It's like, it's too much. You're trying to do too much. Now at this point, you're really saying they're trying to really do too much for no reason. Because it's
Now,
like,
see,
oh, well,
this is my thing. This is, if he wanted to truly take over boxing and get all of the fans to move over to the TKO, what he should have did was got into the sport of boxing and eliminated certain things a little at a time. First thing you eliminate is eliminate all of these sanctioning bodies. That's the first thing that you eliminate. Eliminate all these sanctioning bodies, so where we only had one champion in each division. Then you can work on eliminating something else. Then you can work on eliminating something else. But to try to eliminate everything all at once, now you're doing a whole culture change. Now people got to get used to watching this when they've been used to watching this all of a sudden.
you know what it is though? Like you said, like if he had got in and it was like, all right, cool. You know how he bought Ring Magazine? All right, cool. Let's buy up these organizations. Let's make this one belt. Let's do this. So like that, nobody can sit there and cry about, well, I'm the best fighter at this division and I division. You like that? That shouldn't even be that. That should never be that. It should be the world title, a regional title. That's it. One world champion, one thing. That's all it should be. But if you're gonna sit here and create a whole other boxing league and then call yourself the best in the world, yeah, you're bugged out on that. I'm sorry, bro.
He's a deep freeze way off. No, I'm not way off.
Big Dog Willie is saying we wrong.
Don't fall for the troll. He trolling, man. Big Dog, you gotta watch it.
Big Dog Willie is on board with Turkey. That's why Big Dog Willie is on board. You know, Big Dog Willie was going to be on board with Turkey because his favorite fighter is trying to get on board with Turkey. So you know Big Dog Willie going to be on board.
Of course. Of course.
You know, his favorite fighter trying to get on board.
Yeah, and those leagues, whatever you like, as much like matter of fact, as much as we're talking about these leagues, look at the leagues that were successful back in the day. Those leagues that were supposed to be successful back in the day. All those leagues are not here no more. Those things are not here no more. You can tell. I can tell you right now how many leagues, how many combat leagues there's been in the world, and you can be like, well, yeah, they're not here because they're not successful. Plenty, and pretty sure in time, like they're not gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I like what you're saying, Marky, man. I agree with you.
No, one. That's one.
Yes, smash the like button as y'all come in. Also, thanks to our sponsor, Ray Con. Go get you some Recon Dad going in, and then if you're out in the Ohio area in the morning, go to the breakfast box. Don't go to BBO house and get him to cook anything for you. The breakfast box if you're out there. And salute to the breakfast box and the rest of our sponsors. But yes, this is a great topic. We cooking, man. We cooking on all burners, man. Smash the like button. We gonna keep on rocking out, man. Yeah, so it seemed like overall, listening to each other and listening to myself, we mostly agree. But you know, Pride said, let me give it a shot. You know, a little bit.
Yeah.
Pride. See, Prize Fighter, his name, he'll surprise y'all sometimes. Think he gonna come, he don't. He come a different way. Y'all know my guy.
No, it's not. It's not that I'm out. I'm not tapped out on him. I'm just watch and observe because I love boxing so much. And if he starts to like try to change the rules up, like D Free just said, then I will join your side. But for right now, I'm just gonna do like Bruce Gass, and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna observe and not do a lot of.
Here's the thing: I never tapped out because I never tapped into the dude. I never tapped into this dude, man. Y'all know I ain't never tapped into this guy. Now let me see if he can get me to tap in. But you know, I'm very, very, very complex to tap into anything, Jack. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. I was never tapped into this dude. If I seen him in person, I have a sit down with him. I put my hands on him. Let's take it there. Then I got
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
Nah, I like to have a talk with him. Like, hey, what you doing, my man? You're not getting the proper.
I'm not calling no grown man your excellence. You know,
Nah,
I'm not doing that.
I ain't calling nobody king, queen,
right?
None of that. No, I'm not. If you do it, I'm not gonna knock at you. I'm not gonna knock at you at all. I ain't gonna throw a strike at you. That's you. That's a you problem, not me problem. I ain't calling nobody nothing. Anything with a title to say that you above me, you are your cotton picker mine, because ain't nobody above me. I ain't above nobody. What you mean? Your Excellence, King, Emperor, President, whatever the case, marriage.
Emperor.
I was used to work in the military, man. I'm trying to tell you. Those piece of work. They used to like this little man. I don't care about none of that.
Emperor.
You yelling in my face
took
and
me
all
out.
that.
Crazy.
You yelling in my face and all that. And the only thing you gonna do if we fight, I guarantee you gonna whoop my behind. Hey, I mean, we win or lose, and then I'm gonna go into the daggone joint. I'm gonna go into the dag cage. Oh, whoopie do. But all that, you respect my man. You better respect me as a man. I don't care about none of take those stripes off. The moment you take that off, you ain't that no more. So what are you talking about? You part-time with this? Man, I'm a full-time man. I don't need no badge or none of that to say that I'm a dag man. You understand what I'm saying? Get up on out
I
here.
feel you.
Same thing when I put these clothes on, when I take them off. A man. I ain't trying to hear none of that nonsense. I knock your ego right off your head. You better get away from me, that nonsense. Play that.
I like again. I get it. There's people gonna be excited for this because they're fans just like we're fans. But as long as I've known and I've been involved and I've been around, that's longer than most of you guys. It's nothing but a to see this. Like now, I'm starting to see like we're getting the fights we deserve. We're getting those things. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't want to be like, yo, these guys are doing everything for the sport when they're really not. Like it's just fighters are just taking a chance now. It's now a better era. It's not the same era it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a make a go at what Big Dog Willie said. He said in 2018, if there would have been if Turkey was around, there would have been an AJ versus Wilder. We don't know that to be true
Might.
because what we do know is AJ asked for $50 million and Deontay Wilder gave it to him. They still didn't make the fight. That's what we do know. They gave the amount of money that they wanted for the fight, and while they gave it to them, they still didn't make the fight. So we don't know if that would have been true or not.
Then Eddie wanted to
You could
start finding
believe
out
that it
where
would
the
have been
funds
true.
is coming from and all that goofy stuff.
Yeah,
Come on, baby.
yeah. You could have believed that would be true, but we don't know if that was true or not.
Salute to brother Killer Mike in the
Hold
chat.
on.
Honestly, people
What's going on, Killer Mike?
It works in a weird way. Like boxing it works in a weird, not a weird way, but it's like the fighters are their independent contractors. They're the ones that get the yes and no. They're the bosses of what they're going to do. Because technically, they're their company. They're their own company. As if they want to fight somebody, they say yes or no. That's what they want to do. So if the fact that Deontay Wilder sent this man $50 million and you was like, yo, was willing to send him $50 million and like, yo, no, I'm not willing to fight you, then that can just tells you how the business works. Because it's like, yo, I can give you anything you want, and you still say no to me. It's crazy work.
100% agreed. The man turned down a $50
That's what I said.
million payday. So I don't know
if
what.
it been
If Turkey was around, that's not necessarily true. I would disagree with brother Big Dog Willie on that one because I don't know what he would have did. The man already turned down $50 million. How much? What would Turkey would have did? I mean, it could have possibly happened, but I mean, turning down $50 million is crazy work.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen. I'm just saying we don't know if it would have happened. I'm not saying
it's
that
not
it
a
wouldn't.
guarantee.
We don't know if it would have happened.
It just seemed like AJ just didn't want that fight.
Even when like Mayweather and Pacquiao, when they was talking about they was gonna fight in 2011 or something after he came back against Marquez, and he was like, like Mayweather was like, yo, I told him I would have wired him $5 million, and then I would have wired him another $5 million after the fight. You know what I'm saying? For him just to fight me. How many instances of that have we not seen in the sport? It's been in the sport for so long now. It's just like, bro, like even if this guy came in and was like, yo, you want to fight him, and he says yes, he can turn around and be like, yeah, no, I don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this whole thing because it's in the preliminary stages and there's a whole lot of things that needs to be ironed out and needs to be defined to the public because right now it's just a bunch of different reports and we don't know what's true, what's not true. All we know is if any of this stuff is true that people is reporting, I don't know how successful it's going to be. I don't know how successful it's going to be. That's what I do know.
Like Pride says, we'll just have to wait and see.
If you choose to, you don't have to. But that's just how I'm gonna rock with this because I don't know. I'm such a big boxing fan, But if they start changing stuff, then I'm out, bro. That's cool.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna take a change.
And another thing that I do know is he's got to be willing to lose a lot of money for a few years before this thing actually takes off. If this is something that he truly wants to do, he's got to be willing to be losing money for a few years before it truly takes off. Because right now, all of the reports, every fight that he has put on, he lost money. So he's got to be willing to lose money for a few more years.
Damn.
It's weird because like you said it a couple weeks ago when I was on live with you guys. It was like you can't just keep holding these fights in Saudi Arabia and then on top of that have it as a private event. You can't keep doing that. That's bogus. yeah, it's bogus. And then it's two is it's killing the sport. Like we can't even as fans enjoy that. Like even with the Zordo fight, the guy that he fought on that it was on YouTube and everything. That was a private event. Like that was a real life private event. Like the thing was that small. Everything was like it was just like too small. Like yo, like that's a big fight. Like it was two of the best cruiserweights in the world fighting, and you had it at a point where it was like you had it in a ballroom, literally in a ballroom. So it was like you can't do that and then expect to make money off of it when you're putting it in places where you can't make no money off of this.
Yep, I agree with you.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Really, I like D Free
yeah.
said he probably gonna be out the sport within the next couple of years too, because he's probably just gonna get bored of it, just like he did with the other things. And it's whatever. At this point, it's whatever. Like you know what I'm saying. You're just here to give fighters a payday. That's fine with me. Fighters deserve it. Certain fighters deserve it. Just you can't you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna come in here and change the sport and stuff like that. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's just,
Yeah, that's
traditionally,
kind of
it's
tough
just
to
not gonna
do.
happen.
Yeah.
What brother Bruce said, money is not the same as it between most people and Turkey's resources. Profit isn't even on the radar yet. Yeah, they are putting up a big couple, some billions now, so they got
No,
money to
no.
burn.
I'm gonna put it like this: profit is on their radar, and I'm gonna tell you how. Because the prince only wants to do fights in Saudi Arabia. Why? Because it brings the
Right.
people to Saudi Arabia. They're making their money off of the other stuff in Saudi Arabia. They're making their money off the other stuff in Saudi Arabia. Not so much the
What the
boxing. They're
hotel
not making
rooms
no
and
money off
stuff
the
like that,
boxing.
free the gambling and the
Yeah, they're
hotels and
making
stuff.
all the other stuff. Yeah, all that other stuff that they built. That's where they're making their money at. That's why they want to bring all of the events to Saudi Arabia, because that's where they built up that whole little city to make money off that city. That's where they're making their money at. So yeah, they might not be looking to make money in boxing, but bringing the people to the fights is where they're making the money at. That's why they want the prince want. He said, "I'm only going to put money towards the fight that's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I'm not doing anything outside of Saudi Arabia because I'm not making no money off of the stuff outside of Saudi Arabia because they're not making no money in boxing." That's why he said, I'm not putting no money towards the stuff outside of Saudi Arabia because I'm not making no money. The
Right.
Yeah,
money I'm making is from the people coming to Saudi Arabia. That's where he's making his money at.
booking the hotels, booking flights, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, Drew, I really don't know. And I like again, I really don't watch a lot of the Riyadh season cards. Like I watch the big fights, but I really don't be trying to sit there and watch all because it's just a lot of them are BS and a
Too
lot of them
early and
are
it's
just
too much, and it's BS,
yeah,
like you just said.
it's just yeah, they do too much like the concert and all. I'm
Oh,
like, bro, you get to the
there's
fights,
receipts.
bro.
Go ahead, free.
There's
Respond
receipts
to
on
that
it.
comment.
No, there's receipts on it. I gotta, cause I'm not on my channel. I'm on BBO channel. I gotta pull it up. But it's been reports. Multiple people have reported about it that the prince doesn't want to do any. He's not funding any more fights outside of Saudi Arabia. It's been multiple reports about it.
Mhm. We'll see. We'll
He
see
probably, he
who
probably
jumps
want to
into
get
bed
that
with
money.
Jimmy then.
He probably want that money, in his country. You know why? Like he wants you to, like Free just said, he wants to bring money to the economy. So if the people gonna come in that's booking flights, you know, that's booking rental cars, hotels, shopping, um, food, restaurants, everybody's making money and they having an event that night. That's something for them people to do. You know what I'm saying? And when people and then whoever fly in, they're gonna spend that bread in Saudi Arabia. It's a rich place. You're gonna be in Lambos and people gonna spend money on excursions and D Freeze right about that.
I mean,
Think about if you go to Saudi Arabia. I know a lot of y'all might not want to, but let's just say we did. Saudi Arabia, Dubai. Y'all gonna spend money on restaurants, probably, stuff to bring back home. You're gonna book excursions, so you go, riding camels and jet ski, and not jet skiing, I'm sorry, but four wheeling in the sand, and stuff like that. That's where, and there's like Free just told y'all, there's where the money come in. Like, you know what I mean? So when they losing in a fight, are they really losing as a community, as a country? We don't know.
yeah,
And as far
yeah,
as
they
him
might
saying
not be.
I don't know about that. I don't get in that deep into it. What the prince said, but I could see him saying, "Yeah, I'm not funding no fight because then if I fund a fight that's in New York or L.A., then they gonna get all the concessions in the hotels and all. You know what I mean? So I can
Yeah,
see
I
that.
see. I see it as a business. Like as in the business, I see why the Prince wouldn't do that. Like, but as in Turkey, like if you're gonna try to make some money off of it, why not have fights here also? But as the
Yeah,
Prince goes, like yeah, no, why not? Go ahead, do your thing. If you don't want to, invest in that, because again, it's not in your country, then that's on you.
yeah. Make people come. Stuff. All kind of stuff, man. When you think about it. You're gonna want to go sightseeing, and that stuff costs money. You know what I mean? People gonna spend good money out there. You at the fights. You want to sightsee. You want to eat. There ain't no drinking out there, so
Yeah,
you still gonna want to eat and see stuff. You feel me? So, but I'm just gonna sit back and watch, man, and see what happens. If it starts to turn trash, then we'll get up here and address it. I don't like the fights at early. I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
whack. Like Bruce Gas said, it is a new world. But I'm not liking it so far with the time, man, because you be chilling on a weekend, you know what I'm saying? But I feel one of the other brothers said the main cars don't come on the 5. That's still a little early, you know what I mean? Kids be having sport games and, they be your family be doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then when you
Yeah,
settle them down, 8:30, 9 o'clock,
Right.
all right, it's time to take showers. They ate, they fed, they done had their soccer game, their basketball game, football, whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? That's over and done with. Now they tired, they chilling, everybody chilling. They can stay up in their room and on their tablets, play their PlayStations, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to go downstairs with my party pack and watch the fights at 9 o'clock, and nobody gonna be bothering me because I did
Right.
everything I'm
Facts.
supposed to do as a parent all day long. So now it's 9 o'clock, 8:30, 48, 45, 9. I got the fights coming on. Floyd be getting ready, the undercard or HBO be getting ready, or Showtime. It used to get ready, you know what I mean? Even before then, HBO boxing, you know what I'm saying? Don King with the TKO stuff, you know what I mean? Yo, they don't the fights started in the evening, bro, in the night. I don't like that. I don't care what none of y'all say.
Yeah, and then,
Y'all,
and then
Hey, Bruce
I'll
Gang,
be
yeah,
here,
bro.
here,
I'll be
it's
here,
grumpy.
weird.
here,
To
here's
me,
what.
it's weird. It's just
Go ahead.
Hold on. Here's the report that I got. He did it on September 22nd, 2023. Um, the Saudi Arabia Crown Prince Mohammed bin Saddam said he doesn't care about allegations of sport washing against the kingdom, and he will continue to fund sport if it adds to the country gross domestic product. Country gross domestic product. He will continue funding it. So if it's outside of the country, he don't plan on funding it.
Yeah. And who wrote that article?
This this was in this was I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Reuters. Let me
Somebody
go
from
right here.
there.
yeah.
Somebody from their report. One of their reporters probably.
Yeah, it must have been one of their reporters. I don't know how to
And he
pronounce
would
that
know
name.
better than any of us.
yeah, that's a fact.
Now, for all
Yeah,
you people thought the dude was a prince, he's not.
Yeah.
Now he's just in charge of their old entertainment stuff, ain't they? And the sporting, like, you remember they be having concerts and stuff. Like, I don't want to see all that stuff. When I didn't want. I wanted to see the fights. I wanted to see Jim Lampley and Larry be biased. You know what I mean? I used to want to
nah,
see
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? I ain't care about no concerts when I was a young boy. I wanted to see Michael Moore rumble. I wanted to see Terry Norris and Meldrick fight. You know what I mean? It was no cap. They talk trash. They set the fight up, bro. It's man, I just wish I could. I wish it was that, man. And I know Bruce Gas and Crush and some of y'all might go
Yeah,
back before me. But I'll tell you how I grew up when I used to watch the fights. And my pop used to have, he used to be the party spot because he used to have the box, the chip box. We used to be down there watching the fights, boy. Man, Mike Tyson come out, man, I used to be real young. Man, I might have been 4 or 5. Mike Tyson come out there, dust dude out real quick. That was everything back in the day, man. And there was other fights. The fights went down, bro. Now, man, it's too much politics, man. Too many suits involved.
Yeah.
They're doing
I don't know. Like I think the last like couple years, 19, the fight that like boxing's been good. It's not like it's been bad. And I would say probably primarily it's it's the Tanks and the Canelos and stuff like that. But like it's been better and it's not in a bad spot right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's in a bad spot. I wouldn't want to go that far, but because I have went that far before and it ended up turning out to be good. So I said to myself I wouldn't do that again. But it's not in a bad spot because there's some good fights that we want to see. I mean, if you even if you don't want to see it, Canelo and Terrence Crawford is going to happen unless that other kid upset the apple cart. Well, other than that, that's going to happen. You know what I mean? That's a like
I don't.
interesting. We want to still
Yeah.
see what happens, but there's some other fights to be made. We got David Benavidez. We still got Tank, Devin, and Shakur. We still got Xander. We still got I don't know what the Charlo's gonna do. Hopefully they can get focused. We will have them and maybe Earl, they can get back together. I don't know. But I mean we still got some
I don't.
guys.
I don't. I don't mind the Bud Crawford and Canelo fight because I'm never going to see the Canelo versus David Benavidez. So I don't mind the card. I just don't want anybody expecting that Bud gonna go out there and just stop Canelo.
Yeah.
Don't go out there
Yeah.
expecting that because it's not likely that that's gonna happen.
Like
Yeah. I don't see it
if
happening.
we was talking about me and my brother was talking about that yesterday. He was like, like when it does happen and stuff like that. For me, it's when it does because I don't think Williams gonna be in Canelo. But when it does happen, I was like, if he can take that man's punch and just keep his distance and use his skills, I was like, it's a hard night for Canelo. But I was like, if Canelo finds him and starts finding him early, I was like, bro, that's gonna be a long night for that boy.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't really care to see that fight. But there's some fights to be made though. We still got some young guys coming up. You know what I mean? You still got Inouye out there. You
Yeah, it's
know.
a fact. I want to see him and Bam, but I don't think that they gonna
You got Antoine Russell. He's fun to watch. He's out there. We got
fight you.
Cromel coming up. Cromel's fun. Andy Cruz is interesting. You know, Emiliano Vargas is interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Abdullah.
some young guys coming. Abdullah. You still got Richardson. You know, T.O. You got some guys, man. So we're
I
gonna have
want to
to
see
like
that fight so
wait and
bad.
see.
I want. I want to see that fight so bad. I want them to tussle already. Jesus Christ.
You got fight. You got some fights out there, but that's why I said I ain't gonna say boxing dead, bro.
Nah, it's never. It hasn't. It hasn't been that. The last couple of years, it's been on a very good run.
Yeah, we good.
Man,
I don't know.
heck with all that.
I ain't worried about Turkey.
He said, I ain't worried about Turkey.
I ain't. I'm just gonna see the fight's gonna get made, bro. It's boxing, it's a sport. It's gonna
I
get
don't
made.
care who does it. I just want to see the fighters. I don't care who. I don't care about none of that. I just care about two dudes getting in there, regardless what platform is on, who's behind it. I don't care about none of that. It ain't my business. I just want to see the fight. I don't care who put them together.
Yo, what did y'all think about? What you guys think about that Plant if Plant fights Berlanga?
I mean, that guy was a jobber, man. Belonga
Yeah, I
killed
do.
him.
Yeah, my
At least
brother
he's
was like,
staying
he
loose.
was the Olympic. He was like the Olympic silver. I was like, yeah, he was the Olympic silver medalist when he was at 140s. Like what? Like what are you saying you're talking about?
Yeah, that was crazy work. But Malanga got him out of there like he's supposed to.
Nah, yeah, I tried to tell him, I was like, if he fights Plant, he loses. Like I don't know. I think Plant just
That
beats him.
guy he fought was crazy. He should have never been in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
We're gonna have to just wait and see at the end of the day. Some people ain't waiting around, man. People ain't I don't know. Turkey out of sheet, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I really don't have much comments on it. You know? I'm more just gonna sit back and watch. And if it crumbles, then maybe
Gotta wait and see.
yeah.
They gonna fight or not. He gonna better the sport.
I don't know. That was
Yeah,
crazy how they tried to show that WBC belt, and Canelo asked him could he hold the belt, and he was like, nah, he weighed that belt on. I was like, damn, that was crazy to me.
don't bring that belt up here. Don't bring my belt up here. That's not bring that up here. Don't bring it up here.
That was crazy. That proved something. That showed Turkey made a stand right there. Like
Yeah, the
he
stands
he
ain't.
drew a foot, drew. Go ahead, free.
No, I was saying the stands that he made. Well, I was saying the stands that he made wasn't dealing with none of the sanctioning bodies. Dealing with none of the sanctioning bodies. But I want to know how that's going to work out. How that's for the fighters. For the fighters
Hey,
that's
Free,
trying
you
to
sound
get.
like a robot.
That's trying to get.
Yeah,
Hold
free.
on.
You
Maybe
breaking
it's my
up?
connection.
Nah, he breaking up.
But salute, brothers. I hear y'all talking about the NWO, the New World Order, the
Yeah,
TKO.
How
yeah.
about now?
Yeah, you
It's
better.
good now,
No,
free.
yeah, no. I was saying I want to know how that's going to pan out for the fighters that's fighting with Turkey, but they want to move up and become a champion. If you're not fighting for the Turkey's belt, how you gonna move up in the sanctioning bodies? If he's not dealing with the sanctioning bodies, are the sanctioning bodies gonna say, well, if you fighting over there with Turkey, we just gonna drop you out of the rankings?
Rankings. Then it'll be a cold war.
Yeah. A lot of these
They're going
fighters
to lose the
going to think about.
$27 billion.
It'll be
They're
a
going to
cold
lose that
war.
war.
I,
Who?
I,
And once they start getting all the big fighters over there, once they start getting the Tanks, the
they're not going
Abdullahs,
for the.
once
They're
they
not going
start
for the big
getting
fellas.
connect. Hold on, Free. Let me just say this. But my point is, once they start getting the big names over there, I think it's gonna work to devalue those belts, and I'm happy because I've been wanting the sanctioning bodies. I was
No,
cool with the IBF, but now I got a problem with them. They halt big fights. The WBA and the WBC are just corrupt as hell, and the WBO, I don't know. I ain't really got no smoke for them right now.
They corrupt
no,
But
too.
but
a world where we only got one belt and we don't have the politics of the sanctioning bodies, I'm cool with that.
no,
I'm
but
happy.
Marky Dan, you obviously you ain't been doing the research because he's not going after the big fighters. He's going after prospects. He's not
Yeah.
going. He's not going after
Well, he
the
ain't
big
got.
fighters.
Well, he just gave Canelo a $400 million deal to be on his side. So there's
Yeah,
clearly a willingness to work with and pursue the big fighters.
that's Canelo. That's Canelo. Canelo's the only one that got that big deal. Who else got a big deal like that?
Well,
Nobody.
shit, $27 billion could spread around to a lot of people, DeFrilio.
No, no 27 billion is to start up the league. If that is true that he gave up 27 billion, I don't know if he gave up 27 billion. I don't know if he's putting 27 billion to it. I mean, if that is true, that's to start up the league. But what I'm saying is, the reports is, and Thomas just put it out there. He's going after these prospects that's coming into the pros. So he's not going after the big fight. Now I already know there's going to be a couple of named fighters that's going to sign, the guys that's not in contracts. The guys that's not in contract. Because if he's trying to get these guys that's in contract, now you got to go pay them out of their contract. Now if you're trying to buy a fighter out of their contract, the promoter could say, "Hey, he's going to make somewhere around 500 to 600 million for me. I need 600 million." And you got all these fighters saying, and the promoter saying they need 600 million for their fighters. That 27 billion goes away real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh shit, my fault.
saying contract buyout will work, but in that case, all Turks have to really do because eventually are out of their contracts and they're gonna go to the big. And if not, they could. And you know, I do think there will be situations where guys will just prefer loyal.
Mark, you breaking up?
Be
You
surprised
breaking up, Marky.
but can
You
y'all hear me
breaking
now?
up, Marky. Yeah, you good now. I don't hear you now, but you was good.
Salute, D1.
What's going on, D1? Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, Wing. I mean, it ain't on me to make the deal work. It ain't on me to break the deal. All I know is I'm just giving my opinion, what I believe is going to happen, and what I believe um the fans is going to get from this. What happens and what would transpire, that all remains to be seen. I'm just giving my opinion what I think is going to happen. None of us actually knows until it kicks off and it starts going. None of us know. We just giving our opinion what we think. And right now, I know we got a lot of diehard boxing fans that don't agree with it. We got some diehard boxing fans that do agree with it. But if you plan on changing the landscape of boxing and changing some of the rules that a lot of people are familiar with, and you talking about getting rid of the Ali Act, a lot of people ain't gonna be on board with that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I say it's not going to be part of boxing, because he doesn't like the Ali Act. He wants to have the same model that Dana White have. Dana White doesn't follow the Ali Act because he's not part of boxing. He's the owner, the manager, and the promoter for all the fighters. So he doesn't follow the boxing rules because he's not in boxing. He's in MMA. So he can do whatever he wants. It's not that Ali Act doesn't apply to him. It only apply to boxers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I hope they don't come in here taking over, changing stuff, man. That's lame.
And they can't change the Ali Act because it was voted in by Congress. So the only way they can get rid of it, it has to be voted out by Congress. And they don't know if they're going to be able to vote it out. So he wants to start his own league. That way he doesn't have, and that's why he wants to change some of the rules, the size of the gloves, the amount of the time frame of the rounds, and the amount of rounds that they can fight. Because now he could say this is not a boxing match. I mean, they can call it whatever they want to call it, but it's not a boxing match, because if it's a boxing match, they got to follow the rules of boxing. Because that is already trademarked. You can't use their motto and create your own rules. They already have that trademark.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to see. Like, I'm speechless, you know, because I don't like to comment on stuff that I don't know about. I gotta sit and wait, you know,
Yeah,
see
that's
what
what
the
I said. I
sports
mean,
says.
I give my opinion. I mean, when the facts happens, then we can go off of what the facts are. But I can give my opinion all day. And like I said, I don't know. The only thing that I do know is he's going to lose a lot of money starting this league off. before he wins, before he starts to gain any money. He's going to lose a lot before he starts to gain anything, because you, when you start it off, you gotta get the fans to want to watch it. And if they say, "Oh, this is not a boxing match, this is something else," now you got to get those group of fans that want to watch something else other than boxing, because we want to see a boxing match. So if you're getting boxing fans, you got to put on a boxing match in order for fans to want to see it. Now you like Dana White had did that the bare knuckles. You was able to get a few of the boxing fans to watch bare knuckle because it was almost like boxing. But it was bare knuckles. But he didn't get a lot of the boxing fans. He got a few of the boxing fans, but he didn't get a lot of them, because a lot of people like, man, I ain't trying to watch this. I want to see some people that I know, and I want to see some actual boxers. A lot of those guys wasn't actual boxers, and they never boxed before. Some of them did, but a lot of them didn't. And so you wasn't able to grab a lot of the boxing fans. That's why it didn't take off the way Dana White expected it to. It has some leeway, but it didn't take off the way he expected it to. So they trying this new thing. That's why you don't hear that much about bare knuckle now. Bare knuckle was hot like a couple of months ago. It was real big. Everybody was talking about bare knuckle for a while. Now I haven't heard anybody say anything about bare knuckle for like 2-3 months.
Yeah, it fizzed out quick.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I say you gotta expect to lose a lot of money early on. If you really plan on doing this, you gotta expect to lose a lot of money early on, because you gotta get a fan base that want to see that. If it's not going to be boxing, you got to get a fan base that wants to see it. The same way MMA, it took a long time before UFC actually took off. They went through lawsuits and everything because people had got killed in the, I mean, that died in the ring, and people was seriously getting injured. It took a long time before UFC got to where it was at now. Once it got to where it was at now, Dana White started seeing the money flowing in. Once he made it big, he started seeing the money flow in. But it was like about a good 5-10 years before UFC got to where it was at. I mean, they could have enough money. I mean, I'm not saying that they will, because I don't know how much they're going to put into each fighting event. But if they say, okay, look, this is what we're gonna put up for all these events. We're gonna fund you this amount of money. Once this money is gone, if you don't make no profit of it, we done. So he got to be able to say, okay, this is how much I can afford to lose. The rest of this, we got to make profit off of it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm just saying, most business-minded people would do it that way. They would say, okay, we're going to put this amount of money to it. We expect to lose about half of that, but that other half, we expect to start to see some profit starting to roll back in. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because they plan on doing it, so we'll see. The same way Eddie Hearn came in there, or pay-per-view was dead. We're not putting on no pay-per-view.
They wasted billions of dollars.
We see that joint change quick. Once they
Mm-hmm.
realize they lost $1 billion, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can't do this no more. We got to start putting these pay-per-view fights.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. They came in and blew all that money.
Yeah, right, D1. Right. As I said, what's going on, CDK? As I said, it's going to take a minute before it kick off, because it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to take off 2 months from now. No, it's going to take a while, because you gotta draw fans in. If you ain't drawing no fans in, it ain't going to never take off. You're going to be like, man, all right, we tried it about 2-3 years. The most money we ever brought in was 100,000. This ain't working. This ain't working. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Because Dana White done tried his hand in a lot of different things to try to make money. The only thing that's really making money for Dana White is the UFC. Everything else, He doing okay with it. But the only thing that's really making money for Dana White is the UFC. Everything outside of the UFC is mediocre. Everything that he touched outside of the UFC has been mediocre. UFC is the only thing that he's making hand over fist. So
Yeah,
we'll see what he can do.
we shall
Yeah,
see.
yeah, he did. He started out in 2002 with the UFC with $2 million. You're exactly right. But like I said, you got to be willing to lose. It was a while before the UFC was able to kick off. He took a lot of investments as well. Now that $2 million was his own money. He took a lot of investments to go with that. There was a lot of people that invested into the UFC.
Agreed. Well, man, I'm about to hop off this thing, man.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off too. My wife about to get off work, so we about to go home. So I'm about to hop off too.
All right, then. Peace, brother.
All right, I appreciate everybody that came through. I think Crush supposed to be coming back later on this afternoon. We probably gonna be back later this afternoon, talking about another topic later on. So make sure y'all smash the like button, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. The D Free, Crush, Prize, BVO, Marky Dan, Sports Talk Network, and we out. Peace.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing. Back with another video. Like my brothers got done cooking. But we here to talk some boxing, man. That's what we're here to do, man. And I feel like what Turkey's doing has been awful. I don't think it's good for the sport. I think it's bad what he's doing, starting his own league. Some people, a couple of meat boys that think it's a good thing, but I don't. And if you say it's a good thing, all I can say is, hey,
you out of order.
That's all I can say. If you think this is a good thing, you definitely out of order, man. And it's your boy BBO Boxing, man. Shout out to the mighty, mighty, mighty Sports Talk Network. And we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.